You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 3rd, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Welcome, good evening, and we'd like to proceed with the Michigan City Park Board meeting for July 3rd. If you would rise and remove your hats and repeat the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Freeze.
Here.
Ms. Sperling.
Here.
Mr. Glidden.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Labus.
Here. Project updates, are there any?
No.
Old business,
No.
table business?
Nope. Sorry.
Let's go back to the minutes of, from June 19th of this year. And they have been corrected,
June 20th.
June 20th, thank you. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I move we accept the corrected minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. No table business, new business, we have new director pay structure for the 2024 fall softball kickball director.
Yeah, so while going over the fall softball packet, I realized that this in previous years, we've paid the director $250 a week to run the co-ed league, the 12-inch men's league, and the big bat league. I just realized that we only have a co-ed league this summer. So we're paying him $250 a week right now to run 3 leagues when he's only running 1 league, but contractually, that's how we set it up. So there's nothing I could really do. So here, I talked to Carrie, we agreed that all the sports would be separated from now on, and it's still adding up to $250 a week, but just separated by league.
Questions? You can see on your handout that the co-ed bid back at 75 and the co-ed kick is 75 and Sunday is 100, which as Will said, come out to the same amount. It's just divided up differently.
And the Sunday co-ed softball has been bigger so far. So Carrie said there's more work to do on that one than it is on the other one. So he was okay taking that pay split like that.
Okay. Any comments from the public? If not, do we have a motion to accept the new director pay structure for the 2024 softball and kickball director?
I'll make a motion that we accept the new director pay structure for the 2024 fall softball kickball director.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We also have item B, dealing with tournaments. And it's a suggestion then is to allow, I assume, a blanket approval to host tournaments such as basketball, pickleball, wiffle ball, kickball, whatever we may have. Anyhow, there will probably be good participation because the leagues are fun, but the tournaments, probably more individuals could participate in a tournament. Do we have locations for all these things?
We don't have locations for all of them. They're all there's only one, there's a 3-on-3 tournament that's in the back of my head right now that I'm kind of ready to push out there. But outside of that, we always come up with the idea of let's have a chess tournament, let's have a wiffle ball tournament, because tournaments are like a short thing compared to an 8-week commitment
Yeah.
for a league. We don't want to make everything leagues and drawn out. Some stuff is like 1 day enjoyment and let's get it over with. But we don't want to have to keep coming back. Oh, let's do this tournament, and then 2 weeks later we're gonna do this tournament as well. And in between, we can't advertise because we're waiting for approval for the next tournament. You know what I mean? So it's just I'll always, when we have tournaments, of course, I'll come here and I'll tell everybody about them, and they'll be part of my report. But for sake of getting the word out faster and being able to pop up and do an event with the police department or fire department or something, just say we're going to have a tournament. It would be nice to not have to always come back to the table to get it approved again.
I think,
Sounds
I
good.
think it's a good innovative idea. Would different age groups, for, let's say, for example, you're gonna play wiffle ball,
Yeah.
so you could have the tournament weekend, but it would be scaled for age.
Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, Patriot Park, we have 6 fields out there, 5 fields, 6 fields out there ready to go. So, I mean, we can go out there, have 2 different divisions going on at the same time. We're already working on open gym dodgeball with the YMCA, where downstairs in the basement, they already have the dividers up, and we have adult, teenage, and kid division all going on at the same time. So we're definitely trying to keep everything inclusive, but also spread out throughout the year and not just all summer activity.
Mhm.
Any other questions or comments? And you mentioned dodgeball. We're okay with that. You know, they can't do it in the schools anymore. Never tag or any of those other good games.
And that's what waivers are for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any comments from the public on this idea about tournaments? No.
No.
Anybody? And then we need a motion to accept this proposal of a blanket to coverage for all the tournaments, and then Will would come back to us for each tournament.
I motion to approve the change for the tournament.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have resolution, excuse me, number 1045. If you read the preamble again. Whereas the Superintendent Department of Park and Recreation has reported that certain transfers of funds are necessary within the budget of the Michigan State Department of Park and Recreation because of unanticipated expenses from various accounts, which accounts do not have sufficient funds available for disbursement for said expenses. And whereas there are funds available for said purposes in various other accounts, which are not expected to be paid from said accounts during the remainder of the budget year. And whereas the Michigan State Park and Recreation Board has determined that said expenses to attend the annual NRPA conference is necessary and that an amount transfer should be made in order to meet the expenses. Now therefore be it resolved that the following transfers be made from the following named accounts to the following named accounts for the purpose stated therein. A decreased fund 2204.503 recreation operating fund $2,500 and increased fund 220453 recreation operating fund contractual to $2,500. Questions, comments? Are there any comments or questions from the public?
I have a quick comment, Mr. Freeze. My copy says it's 2,000. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My copy says it's $2,000.
Yes, there was, you want to explain what happened, Will?
Yeah, so I had a updated copy here for everybody who was in attendance. when I first calculated the numbers for the trip, I didn't add any sales tax.
I see. Okay, thank you. Just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? Do we have a motion then to accept resolution number 1045 as amended?
I move that we accept resolution number 1045 as amended.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have the NRPA travel request. And Will, you want to go ahead and take that?
Yeah, so I probably should have did these two in the other order. I should have explained what it was before we did the transfer for it. But yes, in October, the National Recreation and Parks Association Annual Conference will be happening in Atlanta. And Shannon and Angie both think there'd be a great opportunity for me to go down and dive into the world of Parks and Rec, especially with a lot of the questions that I've been asking since I've been here that have been unanswered. It'd be nice to go to environment where I'm surrounded by Park and Rec and get all the answers that I need and learn more about the field down there.
Having been to, I've lost count of conferences, I feel personally that they're very beneficial for a lot of reasons. One, and not necessarily in this order of importance, you meet a lot of other people in the same line of business. So you get different ideas. You get ideas that have been tried and were not successful, but most generally they talk about those that have been successful. You also get your name out there to other cities and other recreational directors. And overall, I think it'd be a great experience for Will to get down there and just talk to these people and let them know that Michigan City does exist and that we have a good recreation department. We're trying to get better. That's just my experience from 32 years of clinics. Any other comments?
But I was gonna also agree with you. I was gonna say the same thing too, sir. You know, being able to get the information, so much information from others, you know, maybe there's something we're working on, or maybe something that you have questions about, you talking to another person who's in Park and Recs who would have an idea that has worked for them or that has not worked for them, and you have an idea that you think would work, that they can say, you know what, we've tried that in our areas and it didn't work. And at the same time, like Mr. Freeze is saying, for people to hear the stuff we're doing here, which would be so wonderful, you know, like the geocaching idea that you had. Maybe there's somebody out there who has never even thought of that, and that's an idea they got from Michigan City. You know, would be so wonderful. Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah, a couple questions. When did you say the conference is again?
It is the October 8th through the 10th.
October. Okay. And they will have agendas and that for the days that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
I would suggest that you get a copy of the agenda and file it along with the approval.
Okay.
Because I have seen in the past, I've been dealing with the park department for a long, long time, where somebody has come back and questioned why we're sending someone to these places. What are they doing?
I'd be more than happy to give a presentation when I come back.
Yeah, that'd be good. But I would just have you, just get an agenda of what you're gonna be doing down there and just file it with us so we have it on record.
Yep.
Protection of yourself.
Yep, no doubt.
All right.
Good comment, Mr. Brian. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I see here in the end it says you'll be using comp time for the time away. Is there a reason why do you have to use comp time? This wouldn't be within your line of work?
Great question.
Did you just offer that, or did someone tell you that you had to do comp time on it?
I figured because I would be away from work, I would have to use time, but if it's
Yeah, it's work.
You're not actually away. I mean, you're away doing work.
right. Well, it should come.
If anything, it's gonna take you longer because of travel and
Right.
all of that, so. And knowing you'll probably be working the whole time,
You know,
day and night, so.
Yeah, they run into late hours.
So I don't know how that works with the city, how that gets
Right.
approved, but I would say that's, I don't think that's fair to you. Cause you're working, so you're, increasing your knowledge. That's an awesome thing. Yeah.
I agree. I don't disagree.
Yeah. So,
Laura, do you know if Will has to use comp time to attend a
I
working?
do not know how the city of Michigan City usually handles this type of thing, but I do agree with Diane. I mean, he's maintaining knowledge that he's going to share with all the park board, and it's going to benefit all of us, so.
Well, I would make a suggestion that we check it out, or you check it out, and I wouldn't have any problem with striking taking your personal days in lieu of, I feel you're working to help benefit the Park and Recreation Department. I don't know how anybody else, I know how Diane do. We have a motion then.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry, Brian?
Don't worry about it. I think you have a pretty similar situation when the folks go down and buy all of the things for the gift shop and everything like that from the zoo. I guess you could use them as an example. I don't know if they use comp time. I think that's a official job duty since they're going down there to shop for different items and that for the gift shop out of the zoo. Sounds pretty similar in my mind. So I think I would use that as an example.
and I know that we have to approve all of those expenses. I don't remember seeing on there that they were using their comp
No,
time.
I did not years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Good point. Laura, do we need a motion to have, to change this request to, and eliminate the comp, using his comp time, or we'll just go ahead and do it like with the zoo?
Well, I think we can just go ahead and, we've got plenty of time, right? We have till October.
Right.
So Will, do you just want to research that question for us? And then just present it in 2 weeks? And that would make it cleaner.
Yes, that's fine with me. Yeah, no problem. So table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got time. Why don't, wait a minute, when do you have to turn this?
Oh, yeah.
August 23rd.
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, the registration.
Do we have a motion then to table this request for the NRPA annual conference?
I'll make a motion to table the NRPA travel request.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we'll work at that on the 17th. And Laura, there is another item here that I'm not sure you have it, but it's the emergency warmer purchase for Critter Memorial Hall. And we have it in front of us, but I'll let Will address that.
Yes, we have an issue at Krieger Memorial Hall with the intake hood over the stove that the fire marshal said that we had to fix, and we've decided at the park department that it's cheaper for us to go from stoves to warmers in the kitchen. So this is an emergency purchase for 2 warmers to go in the kitchen at Krieger Memorial Hall.
What is the amount, Will?
$4,088.
Did you say 4,088?
Yes.
Yes.
And do we have a letter for the file on that too?
A quote.
I know we
Yes.
customarily do the letter and we spell out the statute and which part of it triggers this.
We do have a sales quote.
Yes, we do have the quote. I guess I didn't print it off.
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, that's
Yeah. I think she's saying the statute, what the fire marshal is saying. Like what he's-
No, when we have emergency purchases, we cite to the code and the area of the code that we're using to go around the purchasing policy. Did you prepare one of those, Will?
No, I will have to.
You understand what I'm talking about? We have to keep that on file for 5 years?
Yes.
very similar to what we just did recently for the zoo, maybe?
Was it the zoo or for the wall?
Oh, it was the wall too. Yes, we did the wall as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to do, we need to follow that up with documentation, and then we have that maintained for 5 years. If you need help with that, I'm glad to help you with that.
All right, thank you.
But we are gonna have to have that on file.
We probably should table this till the 17th.
Will we be able to do that? How urgent is this?
Yeah, that's my next question.
Will, when did you plan on having this done?
Pat's going to come up and talk right now.
Okay,
The urgency comes in as right now we can do no prep in the kitchen. We have no heater, no oven, no anything. So all the rentals right now have to come in with everything completely prepped and ready to go. So,
And this is Memorial Hall.
correct.
And we're not taking into consideration North Point or
No, it's just
just
strictly that building.
Grigger,
Yeah.
okay?
and we have that facility leased out in the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's pretty much booked every weekend.
Okay.
So can we approve it, making it contingent on getting that paperwork? If we, I mean, we may be able to get that tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Or not tomorrow.
Yeah, well, probably
Friday
not.
or Monday.
It should be relatively easy, and keep in mind, we provide the letter to the board, but the board doesn't necessarily vote on that letter, right? We're voting on the issue, and it's been deemed an emergency. But we're gonna have to follow up with that letter. That's gonna be necessary.
Yeah, we can definitely get the letter completed on Friday.
And you want to make that motion?
Sure.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
I was gonna make one more comment. The people who are maybe renting it this weekend, are they being notified?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then maybe to use like steam table pans or something like that, right? Okay.
I think we actually called everybody that has a rental for the month of July
Yeah,
and told them what the situation is and told them that we were working on it.
yeah. Okay, cool. And I mean, a lot of people use steam table pans anyway. That's simple.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well then I will make a motion that we approve this purchase with the contingency of getting the paperwork from the information from the statute from the fire marshal to show that this is necessary.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other items that should be addressed? Okay, let's move to report of officers. Will you have a report?
As of Friday at 10 o'clock, softball and adult kickball registrations will be open. Today, July 3rd, in approximately 35 minutes, beach stickers will officially not be sold anymore for the season. So if you're watching this and you don't have a beach sticker, run down there right now. And
Oh, Will.
Oh.
My name's Michael Vincent. I'm at 6 Devonshire Court. We went down today thinking it was an emergency. We're waiting on our registration to come in from a new car purchase. And we explained to the people down there and they said, no, when your new registration comes in, they're available at City Hall. So they're just done at the beach. So you can still get your sticker, but they're telling people you get them at City Hall after today.
that's true and not true. We are The season for selling stickers will be done. You will be able to get a sticker down here at the office if you buy a new car, if you move into the city, or if your windshield is damaged and the sticker on the windshield is damaged, you'll be able to come down. But only for those 3 reasons, nothing outside of those 3 reasons.
Right, and the notice on Facebook, and then what you just said made everybody in the public, because I talked to 3 people down there today. They all were under the impression that this was the last day. One person was disappointed because their registration lapsed, that they didn't get a new one yet, and then they're, oh, then I'm out of luck. Well, no, not actually. They're saying, go to City Hall if that arises, so.
Now, if your registration lapsed and you didn't get a new one, then you won't be able to get a new sticker. That's not a new vehicle. That's you getting a late registration. That's a different situation.
Okay, well, here or there, it's not, if you do legitimately deserve a new sticker, you can get a new sticker from City Hall.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other info?
Have everyone have a safe and great 4th of July.
Mhm. Thanks. You too. You too.
Thank you.
Any vandalism that you know of?
No vandalism.
Not good. That's a good report. Any questions for Will?
Oh, I guess I got one more thing.
Okay.
Also tomorrow, 4th of July, special event pricing for the parking. All cars, regular SUVs and trucks are $40 a piece if you take up one parking space. Any vehicle that takes up more than one parking space is $80. The parking gates will open at 6:30 a.m. And that's it.
Okay. Thanks for that clarification. Move into reports from any reports from Planning Commission, Mr. Hoffman.
Yes, sir. A petition to rezone a vacant lot to a commercial parking lot was granted a continuance at the meeting so that they could revise their petition and will be considered at the next meeting, which will be on July 23rd.
Is that it?
Yes.
Port Authority, I went to the meeting. It wasn't anything that would be concerned for us. Mr. Clinton.
The Zoological Society has not met since our last meeting, but they do have an event coming Sunday, the 7th, fun run. You can register the day of the event. So come on down.
Thank you. Attorney's report.
Good evening again, everyone. Nothing legal to report, but I do want to extend my genuine appreciation to everybody's support and well wishes. It means the world to me, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Director's reports, Mr. Volz.
Good evening again. Just to update you where we're at. Maintenance has gone down our entire beachfront, replaced all our safety beach marker flags. We went through the entire park system, replaced all of our swings and chains for the swings. The lot 1 wall repair is completed. We did receive a little over $3,700 from the insurance towards that repair. Going into the Sandcastle event, our loader broke down, requiring us to send it to South Bend, where it is still at. We ended up having to rent the loader. We did get through the event okay. Had quite a bit of weather for the event. We did have to stand the fencing up for the event twice. The teardown day, we did encounter again a bunch of wind, so it was quite challenging. I don't know who Terry upset when he has the Sandcastle event, but it seems like it's always windy for him. So, other than that, we're setting up for 4th of July. We got everything ready to go for tomorrow, and hopefully everything goes smooth.
Any questions for Mr. Volz? Thank you. Marty Neiman.
Yeah, Marty is not here today, but he said that at the next meeting, he will be here with a special presentation.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't notice him up there. Department of Finance, City Claims, Mr. Glidden.
The payroll number 13th, 2024, 6/9/24, 6/22/24, pay date 6/28/24. A payroll of $132,253.45. I would move that we accept this payroll.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have the Michigan City Park Department claims docket for July 3rd, municipal, $74,766.06. And that is the total claims, $74,766.06. I would move that we accept the claims docket for July 3rd.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carried.
I have gifts and donations. We have unknown donation, zoological miscellaneous, $45.55. And Cranes Youth Baseball League donation give back night, $70. I would move that we accept these donations.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Minor transfers from Administration Fund 2204.502, decrease account clothing and safety, $72.02. Increase account repair parts, $72.02. I would move that we accept these minor transfers.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Zoo endowment invoices totaling $451.86 were paid to Lowe's for Red Barn fence repairs. I would move that we accept this notice from the zoo endowment.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's it for me.
No border work. Any comments from the public? Yes.
I'm Michael Vincent, 6 Devonshire Court. I just wanted to address the board to say that with the parking that I've been hearing a lot of negative things about, long lines, the extended cost that's coming up and a lot of things with parking. I just wanted to reiterate my willingness to help. Last year, I think it was September or October, Mr. Sperling, I think, was involved a little bit with some investigating a modern parking system. And that kind of, we had some good investigations and some good options. And I think we just let it lay and we didn't take advantage of it. Some of the things we were talking about at those meetings would have solved a lot of the issues that we're seeing now. And even the raising of the cost, I don't think we would have needed to see that if we would have implemented some of the ideas. So I would just like to volunteer my services again, if the board wanted to, excuse me, to get that going again. I still have notes, paperwork, contact information. So if we wanted to get that rev back up to increase parking spots, open up all the gates for entrances, eliminate the need for summer help. We wouldn't need the kids setting out at the gate, waving people through or collecting. It would be all open gates. So if we would like to investigate that again, more than willing to help. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think there has been some progress made. Aren't we creating a new parking lot in one area of the?
We are working on the new parking lot area. There's actually been a lot of talk about automating the parking operation at the beach. There's just a ton of variables to it, and the last 6 months, as much as me and Shannon has talked about it, for every situation that get fixed, it causes a whole nother issue to fix on the other side. And until we figure out a full plan, there's no reason to trade one issue for another issue yet. And I should also say one of the main reasons for raising the prices for the special event prices is how busy it's been at the beaches on the weekend. For the last 3 out of 4 weekends, at some point we've had to shut down the parking operation because it was so full out there. The mess that gets left at the end of the weekend on Sundays. A lot of people say that volunteers come out and clean up, and we appreciate every volunteer that comes out and helps out. But our park maintenance staff gets out there at 4 o'clock in the morning and make sure that by 9 o'clock Monday morning, it looks like nobody was ever out there for the weekend. So our citizens can go out there and enjoy our beach here in Michigan City. So the raising prices aren't just to raise prices, they're to cover garbage costs, cleanup costs, porta potty empties, and extra people and everything else.
And I think Shannon mentioned, was it the last meeting that after Father's Day weekend, it was horrible down there. And Pat, you probably know all the details, but I mean, people left chairs and tents and garbage. And I mean, that cost a lot of money to clean that up. So I know that was part of the increase, with the pricing of everything. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and that goes right along what I was talking about earlier, and what we talked about last September is, I think I made a comment at one of the meetings that sparked your interest in Michigan City. This is our draw, right? People come from all over to our beach. Imagine the disappointment. It's a Christmas vacation thing, right? Park is closed. Go elsewhere. Well, where am I supposed to go? You're a visitor. You're out of town. You don't know where to go. We should never close parking. We have too many empty parking slots within a quarter mile of the beach that we could think outside the box. We're collecting $20 a car, shuttle them in, get them in somehow, help Pat with his cleanup. And the more money we get coming in, the more opportunity Pat has to hire people or to go out twice a day and pick up. I mean, I just like to think about efficiencies. And are we thinking about efficiencies when we close the gates and don't allow any more? I mean, it's like a store saying we're out. Or
the gates never stayed closed. They literally closed for 30 minutes to an hour. So driving traffic can stop and people can find spots instead of driving around looking for spots. And then the gates open back up again.
I'd just like to take this offline, but there's a lot of ideas that come from the public that ask me, have we thought about this? Why are we doing that? And it's the parking situation at Washington Park is the same today than it was when I was 19 doing the cruise, right? So when are we going to evolve into something bigger and better? I want to be a part of that. So if you could, I'd love to take it offline and have discussions.
Do we have your contact information?
You do, but I'll leave it private.
Okay,
All right.
that's
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. I mean, more heads is better than one. So yeah. And do we have, when the parking lot is full, is the beach full? Like, is there a situation of it being overcrowded, or is there still room? Do we know that?
Usually the problem is cars just driving around looking for a spot. And they'll drive around and drive around and drive around, and then no cars can drive into the park because the same cars are going in a circle. So, I don't think anybody's going to disagree that there's issues with parking at Washington Park and how the direction goes and everything else. But it's a grand problem that needs to be figured out on a larger scale.
And I know with like Dune State Park, that's a long line to get in. People wait hours just to get to the, the parking lot.
And that's another part of it. Indiana State Dunes getting their national park accreditation is really driving a lot more traffic our way.
Yeah.
So learning how to accommodate, that's the next step.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right.
Yes. I appreciate the conversation coming up about the parking. This is, in my mind, it is a tough problem that we're going to have to solve. One, because we don't control Lakeshore Drive. We simply don't. In my mind, that the beach gets full, parking is full, is a good thing to me. But we are trying to look at ways in order to make it easier. I've seen every different suggestion on what to do, or let people in at the zoo and let people in at the other end of Fetters and so forth. But people are coming from both ways, and you have to have people that control the traffic turning out of both lanes to get into these places. I've even seen the people at the gate walk up and try to sell tickets, or people that are paying ahead of time. But once those people fly through, more people pile right in.
Yeah.
This is an issue or problem of how the beach is designed. It's going to be tough, and appreciate Mike wanting to get in and help with some solutions. It's going to take a lot of heads together to try to fix this. But I just want the public to know that a lot of these ideas are, Shannon's been doing this for so many years. These ideas aren't new, that people are throwing out there. It's going to take some time. It's going to probably take some reworking of how the zoo is entered. How the beach area is entered, and hopefully we can do something that would satisfy everybody. But in my mind, you're never going to be able to satisfy everybody. Somebody's going to come down here at noon. Beach is going to be closed, and that's just the way it's going to be. You just mentioned that it's going to be open at 6:30 in the morning for coming down for fireworks tomorrow, and that thing's going to be full probably by 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And it's yeah. So it's gonna be tough, and I hope, like you said, we have some volunteers, we have some people from the public that see these issues to work along with the park department board, Shannon, you, and the mayor, and everybody else is going to get in on this to try to fix these problems. Council, everybody's going to be involved. So hopefully, at some point we can get these things done, but it's going to take a heavy, heavy lift.
Yeah, certainly our beach will accommodate more people than it will cars. Again, it's a problem that we've had for ages. And I would suggest that anybody in the public who has an idea, you can come and present them, or put it in written form and drop it off at the office. Because these problems, like I said, there's just, Will mentioned it, we correct one, but now we have another one.
You can email us.
Never-ending problem.
You can email us at parkandrec@emichigancity.com.
And yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Bruce Manor, I'm representing the Port Authority. One of the problems that we have at the Port Authority, because of course our parking is completely different, because only people that have boats are allowed to park in that area where we are. And one of the problems we have is, I've seen it happen, and I've had people talk to me about it, that they get into that long line trying to get into the beach, and sometimes it's closed and they won't let anybody through, and you're all backed up, and people that have boats can't even get in there. I would suggest that somehow, I don't know how it can be done, but somehow allow those people to come around through where the restaurant is, in that area there, or the area that comes out, maybe make it one way out and one way in, and remove that big block that is sitting there that doesn't allow you to turn into the Port Authority. I don't know how that would work in terms of getting the people down along the fence there, all the way down to the beach, because that's also our parking. So I don't know what the solution to that is either, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you.
Anything that you could do to help the Port Authority would be appreciated.
You'll be at the table. Oh, we got to figure it out. Your phone, okay.
Any other comments? Comments from the board?
Yes, sir. I had a comment. Just wanted to say I'd been speaking to some people in the public, and I believe, I don't even know today, Wednesday, so it would have been Sunday night. There was a gentleman I ran into. He and his girlfriend were out, and they had mentioned that they had found a number of geocaching sites here in here in Michigan City. So I want to say thank you, Will. You know, that was something Will had done. And then even there's on the there's a pickleball group that they have for Michigan City, and they put the a little flyer that you have. That's there in the group. So it's Catherine Kirk who had placed that on there, and there were a lot of people who were talking about the new site at Krieger Middle School. So, you know, another thank you to you guys. I think it's wonderful. You know, there was somebody who responded and said, "Oh, I didn't know." So, which is great. The word is getting out.
Yeah.
So, thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Brian?
I was just, you know, my lack of technology, you know, or my ignorance of technology. He said geocaching. I have no idea what that is. And I was trying to find out.
That's a urban treasure hunting. Let's go with that.
Well, that sums it up.
Yeah, I explained it to you. I explained it.
If there aren't any further comments, have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.